LeBron, first from a team perspective, to hold a top 5 offense to 102, 6 of 34 from deep, just defensively, what made the difference for you guys?
Just paying attention to detail, learning from our mistakes in the first game that we had against them a few weeks back in Atlanta. And I thought we executed it to the closest 40 minutes as we wanted to, and it allowed us to hold, like you said, a great offensive team to 102 points.
Obviously another 30-point game for you, but now to sit atop that list, passing Michael and all that comes with this achievement, how do you quantify it?
I don't know, because it's never been a goal of mine, but very humbling. And anytime I'm mentioned with any of the greats, and arguably one of the greatest that ever played a game, super cool. So I idolized my childhood, and I wear 23 because of him. To know that I can sit here and be in a room or in a conversation or whatever it is, and you mentioned MJ, it's like it's just super duper dope for me, being a kid from where I'm from.
You joked with us that you might try to pass Kareem with the skyhook. You did pass Jordan on a turnaround fadeaway tonight. What about that shot? It makes it so, I guess, effective. And did you? I'm sure at some point you watched clips of him shooting it and tried to incorporate it in your game.
Yeah, for sure. But he was more of a left shoulder fadeaway guy. I kind of go the opposite way. But just two masters of their craft. Just putting in work and work and work to a point where it's kind of becomes unguardable. It's just work. It's just work and dedication. Obviously, watching MJ, move the ball in the air, fading away, and but still being on balance. Sometimes when you're growing up, a lot of little league coaches and stuff, they hate that shot because you're fading away from the basket. They don't think you have a lot of balance. But I watched MJ a lot and saw how unbalanced he was, even though he was fading away from the basket. So I just want to try to match that as my career has, grown in years.
How is your belief level?
Sorry.
No, you're good. At least it's not Ohio State at this time. How has your belief level in this team evolved as the season has gone on and as the defense has ticked up?
We just want to continue to put the work in. There's no substitution for work, and even though we don't have a lot of time to be on the practice field, practice court, anytime we get the film sessions, anytime we have our shoot-arounds, anytime we have anything, our ballrooms, or walkthroughs on the road, we have to take advantage of it. And I love the fact that we can take, our film sessions from a previous game or a previous matchup and then apply it right to the game. Guys are holding themselves accountable, and that helps.
Obviously, you're not to the finish line of this, but are you seeing big signs of improvement versus a month ago?
Defensively, yeah, we've gotten better, and then offensively, when we had that rut where we were pretty bad, we're trying to improve there too, so it's good signs.
Ron, you missed some threes earlier this season. People are calling for you to retire. You have 2 30-point games after turning 40, and people are saying you to 5 all the time. You've done it your entire career, just ignoring the narrative. How have you been so good at doing that?
I guess just growth and age and understanding what matters and what doesn't matter. And the outside noise has never deterred me from my goal and my personal journey, my personal legend. So you just know that, the only way you can get to where you want to get to is if you work. And, there's going to be all conversation about what I should do, how I should do it, how many years I've played, why I got this and why I got that. But nobody can never say that I cheated the game and I didn't work for everything I got. I put the work in, and everything else, nothing else matters after that.
What's encouraged you the most about the offense recently, as you guys have had an uptick on that end of the floor again?
I don't know. We all kind of know where we're supposed to be, and obviously, Dodo and Shake are still, they're only 3 games in, but they're going to continue to get, better and better what we want to do offensively. But a lot of space. AR is the point of attack. AD is our main focus offensively, and we're all just working off of that.
Last 2.
Kobe had talked about, he had asked Jordan about the fadeaway, and I think the story was he mentioned Mike had said you have to feel the defense with your opposite knee or something. Can you comment on that and the way that you think about the fadeaway and kind of what some of the technical aspects are? Well,
I didn't have the luxury of asking Mike about the fade, but I watched a lot of film on a lot of great scores in that shot, and it's one of the most unguardable shots in the game, along with a couple other moves and a couple other shots in our game history. But I think the most important is staying on balance even though you're fading away. And it's very challenging, it's very difficult. That's why we don't see a lot of guys have been able to do it in NBA history. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and a lot of it's just a lot of work on that shot for real. It's just a lot of work.
Last question.
LeBron, two questions for the French media.
Last question.
Okay, one question. What is your motivation to keep playing basketball at a good level, and what is the key to succeed?
My motivation is just I don't even know at this point. I mean, I just love the game. I love to play the game of basketball. I mean, got an opportunity this summer to be in France and to represent Team USA, and that was an amazing opportunity for me and my family, being in Paris and bringing home gold and then coming back. I just love the game, and obviously, my son over there has given me some more inspiration, some more reason to go out there and kind of just show him what it takes to be a professional, what it takes day in and day out to try to master and be great. And I still have a little bit left in the tank, so I guess I'll go until it's kind of empty, I guess. Appreciate it.
AD, JJ was just talking about how simply in the second half, the game plan discipline just needed to be better. What was that a result of, as you guys were able to adjust with that on the fly and make the difference in this one?
Yeah, I mean, we wasn't doing what we were supposed to do defensively. We were giving up transition, buckets, makes and misses. And, we knew that's the way that they are able to stay in the game. Turnovers, we had 9, at half, which is a lot for us. But, when we got in the half court, some of our defensive principles that, we had for the game, just with a little bit of slippage, and we corrected it in the second half.
This stuff is obviously a process, but from a trust standpoint as to what you're trying to execute, you guys made the defensive adjustment in the second half. I mean, it seemed like you guys probably scored 12 points on baseline cuts, which seems like a thing that means you kind of know where everybody's going to be. I guess how encouraged are you with where you guys are at in terms of just overall trust and cohesion?
Yeah, we're starting to figure it out on both ends of the floor. We're trusting each other defensively, even though there are going to be mistakes. Offensively, I think we figured it out as well. We're playing really well. So it's just a matter of just keeping it going. Obviously we're sharing the basketball. High in assists again tonight. Got a shooting the ball with confidence. And when you get a chance to play basketball for a long time with the same group, you start to figure out guys' tendencies. And we know Rui is a corner cutter. So when we're driving, them dump offs there, and depending on who we're playing, trying to put certain guys in actions, and making Reaves out of that. So we just figuring it out on both ends, and just got to do it again on this 2-game road trip.
You guys have won 8 out of 11, but you've had struggles as a team in Houston since you came to the Lakers. Would that a strong performance there kind of legitimize the run you guys have been on?
Yeah, I mean, we just want to keep it going. We know that obviously it's a race in the standings, and Houston's one of them teams just above us. They're third right now, so getting a win there, and then obviously Dallas, tough team as well, in Dallas. So we're treating it as a business trip for sure, and starting with a tough opponent come Sunday, and try to get a first win there, and then focus on Dallas.
Physically, how beneficial was the day for you not playing yesterday?
It was good.
Was like everything good, everything clear in terms of your ankle?
Yeah, for the most part.
Don't sound that convincing.
For the most part.
JJ said that he believes this team could actually really be great. You guys have had ups and downs this season. There was a stretch where you guys lost 9 of 11. Now you guys have climbed back into 4th place. What's the belief in this locker room about how great this team actually could be?
Yeah, he told us at half he don't want us to be a good team. He wants to be a great team. So, that's playing damn near perfect basketball every night. And it takes a lot of hard work, exertion to be great every night. So, we know the potential that we have in this group. We just got to, do it on a night-in, night-out basis.
It's only been a few games, and probably not the most minutes that he's going to be playing compared to the future. But Dorian, what have you made of the minutes he's given you guys? I guess what stood out so far?
Obviously, he shot the ball well tonight. His defensive presence has always been there, and he's continuously learning, our system, our coverages, our calls, our schemes, and everything. So, the more familiar he get with the game reps, we'll be even better. I mean, we had no practice time for real either, so he's learning everything on the fly, handshake. So, the more practice time we get, but also just the more time that they get a chance to play, and they'll fit in perfectly.
As a Chicago kid, do you have any thoughts about LeBron passing Michael Jordan for the most 30-point games in the league history?
It bothers me. But took him 7 more seasons. No, somebody said that earlier, so that made me think of that. But no, I have no. I was actually, growing up, I was, more LeBron. That was my era. So, but I mean, that's obviously, a hell of an accomplishment. I think he's probably number 1 in everything at this point. But like I say, I've been here long enough to witness so many accomplishments, man. So I'm definitely grateful to be here, and just want to keep stacking.
Thanks, Sadie.
Thanks, Sadie.
Yeah, I'm great.
Austin, in the less than a second when you get set to take a charge before a player, and especially an athlete like Johnson, come into you, how do you kind of ready yourself mentally, knowing that pain is coming?
Well, last year that didn't turn out too good for me, as I'm sure y'all all remember when he dunked on me here. But it's really just try to make a winning play. It's not going to feel good. I don't think any charge has ever felt good, but you do it to help your team, and that's really it.
JJ had mentioned that he relayed at halftime he wasn't thrilled with some of the specific game plan prep stuff that you guys had all talked about as a team, but yet you still had some decent control over the game throughout. Does that represent to you still some kind of upside where you're not executing great in certain aspects, but you're still playing well overall?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with him. I don't feel like we played a good first half of basketball, but we were still winning. And when you do that, you can, take things that you were doing well to have that lead, and then you stack it on top of the things that you could do better. And, that's when you become a dangerous team. You win games that you're not, technically supposed to win, or you feel like you didn't play good enough to win. And then you turn around and you try to go play a perfect game, and you just continue to grow and get better.
Austin, you guys are in 4th right now in the West. I know we're a long way out from the finish line, but in your time here with the Lakers, you guys have been in that play-in. Has that been a stated goal at all in this locker room to avoid that, to try to give your guy as much seeding help as possible in the regular season?
I mean, I think it hasn't been talked about, like, let's get out of the play-in game. But I think it's a collective goal to win as many games as you can.
I just mean in terms of, like, pour even more maybe into the regular season then.
No, I mean, I don't think so. I think, I feel like I can speak for everybody when I say that, you attack every game to win the game. I know you're not saying that we don't, but, in the past, fighting to get in the playing game, it is draining, and you feel like you're going to playoff mode, a month early just to, get in that position. Then obviously when you're in that play-in, you play one of the top teams in the West, and it's a tough way to do it. But I mean, I think it's, tough regardless. I think any team that, wins in the playing games is going to be a good team regardless of, what they play. It's always going to be a good series.
JJ talked to us in here a while ago about not wanting this to be a good team, but wanting it to be a great team. And I'm sure he's told you guys pretty much the same thing. How far is this team from greatness?
I mean, we're a ways, to be honest with you. But everybody's working in the right direction to becoming that. He said that at halftime tonight. He was like, he came in, basically said that he was disappointed in some of the, game plan discipline stuff. And then when we was about to go out, he was like, basically, the reason I'm saying that is because I want to be a great team. I don't want to just be a good team. And, adding Doe and Shake, it's going to take time for them to, really, 100%, understand everything that we're trying to do. I feel like they've done a great job these last two games, but, we've thrown them in the fire, and they're kind of out there just playing hard right now. And once they, fully understand exactly what we're doing, as long as everybody else learning to play with them, it's going to be, good for us. And, you always strive to be great.
Austin, for the French media, what is the key of the longevity of LeBron, according to you?
The longevity of what?
Of LeBron James, to be able to play at 40. What is the key of that?
That's a LeBron question. I mean, I see the work that he puts in every single day to, do what he does. He's always doing treatment, always, bettering himself somehow. I asked him last night after the game, kind of, how he would attack a back-to-back. And, it was a lot of treatment and a lot of, rest and, eating right and doing the right thing. So, if anybody wants to better themselves in, that aspect, I think he's the, model citizen of what that looks like. And he's open to, answering questions. I've done it for 4 years, picking his brain on what I can do to be better. But, yeah, he's incredible and took over the game in the fourth quarter.
So, Austin, how you're starting to draw the other team's top defender. You got Dyson Daniels, maybe an all-defensive player this year. How has that been for you, the experience of, how have you felt about it? How is it, how have you processed it? Obviously there were a lot of turnovers tonight. How's it going? Basically?
Yeah, I mean, I sit in here, I think it was 2-3 games ago, and I talked about, I'm going to go through growing pains of having this usage, having this responsibility. I've had it in the past, but not for, the length of time that, I'm going to have it now. And, I said the other night that, I'm going to continue to learn and get better. Obviously, he's a hell of a defender. He's physical. He grabs, pulls, in ways that he gets away with it. And, if people want to become a good defensive player, you need to watch him because he's disciplined. He does the right things. He's got active hands. And, it's not like going into the game, I didn't know any of that. But, I just did a poor job of taking care of the ball. And, like I said, I'll watch the film and, get better from that.
Austin, my question is more about you. You have always been like a really good player, but lately you have been like stepping up and play in an unselfish way. So I want to know if you think that something changed or if you're just getting more and more confident.
I just, I've really enjoyed, the way, we've played basketball the last, 10 or so games. Not that I wasn't before, but I feel like everybody's in a good rhythm. Everybody feels good. Everybody's touching the ball and it's moving. Everybody's making the swing when you have the opportunity. It's just unselfish basketball, and that's the way you need to play. But it's not about me. And it's about, everybody, putting me in positions to be successful, the coaching staff, players obviously making shots. And, I'm kind of just out there passing it to the open person. But like I said, it's not about me. It's, about the collective group that we have and, continuing to try to play the game the right way. And obviously, Bron and AD, helped me in so many ways that, the average basketball fan probably doesn't see. Sometimes, my life is a lot easier than what it, probably really seems with them two out there and everybody else as well.
Thanks, Austin.
Thank you.
Dorian, I asked Max this last night about being able to close out the game, with you and him defensively on the wings. Tonight, was a little bit of the same. Just kind of what do you see, early from that pairing, in terms of what you guys can bring defensively?
Since I've been here, Matt's been terrific on the defensive end, bringing a lot of energy. So when I come in, I just try to match his energy. I told him I've been in his shoes before. Especially sometimes, you play defense all day, and you might not get a shot. A lot of people don't keep that intensity when they ain't getting the ball, and I just try to preach it to him that. I've been there before, and, that's what made me valuable in this league.
Hey, Dorian, I know it's only been like a week or so and only a few games, but how much more comfortable do you feel now compared to when you first got here a week ago?
I'm still learning. I'm still learning plays. They still helping me out. Guys on the court telling me where to be. I'm still messing up pick and roll coverages a little bit because, I could switch with so many people and, I ain't used to it. Just like, I done messed up one of them switches with AD. And he like, "Doe, come on, we switching." I'm like, "Dang, I ain't used to the 5-man wanting to guard, the main guy." So it's been fun, but also, what's the word I want to use? Surprising,
Dorian, what are you learning about kind of this team and how good you feel like the team can be? As you've only been here for a little bit now, but you probably started getting a sense of what it could be like with your teammates.
We get stops. We get out and run. We got guys that can, we got LeBron who caused so much trouble in transition. He make, some of the craziest passes that get through guys' hands. But if we keep teams under close to 100 points, we could be one of the top teams in the league. I don't see why we can't. We got whatever you need. We just, a couple games ago, we got open looks. We just ain't make shots. So we just Coach said keep shooting it with confidence. So that's all we could do.
You played against LeBron and AD for many years now. Are there any things that you've noticed being their teammates, kind of listening to in the huddle that either surprised you or made you think more of what you already would have thought?
Nah, just Bron doing this shit at 40 years old. You see what he did the last two games, efficient. He obviously shooting the 3-ball a lot better, now than when I first got in the NBA. But man, just how he adapt, his game to his, how old he is, and it's amazing to see. AD, we the same, high school class, so I've been seeing what he could do for a long time. I remember him popping out of, what is that? I remember him just, showing up out of nowhere because he was like a late bloomer a little bit. So it's cool to see him still going.
Yeah, he had that late growth spurt.
Yeah, late growth spurt. Yeah.
So when you played against him the first time, though, was it a little bit like, wait, how does he have that kind of handle when he's that long? And
yeah, he was still, putting the ball on the ground, showing us all around game. And then the next year in college, it looked like he grew a little bit more. So, yeah, it's been fun out here, though. Got 2 wins in a row. That's all we can celebrate it.
Yeah, welcome to the team. I just wonder as you've been on a couple of teams at this point, what's been the difference in kind of just the Lakers organizations, your early impressions, and also Bron surpassed Michael Jordan tonight, being a part of, some accolades in history.
Greatness,
yeah, what is that like for you?
You know, it's just something I can share with my kids. You know, really. You know, I get to see greatness and witness greatness and play alongside of greatness. So, but the Lakers been, they've been showing nothing but love, fans. You know, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. Excited to make a run at this thing and try to see what we can do in the playoffs.
Dorian, this last run you guys have been on, or the team, I know it was before you guys got here, 8 of 11, Max and Austin, these guys talk about after that road trip in Miami and Atlanta that they kind of knew their roles a little better. You know, Max knows he's going to go out there and guard the best guy and have some corner threes, and Austin's carrying the ball hand a little more. Your role is probably changing coming over from where you were at in Brooklyn a little bit. So what have they told you about your role, and are you figuring that out here with this team and these guys and these new teammates?
Nah, my role ain't pretty much changed much. You kind of know what you're getting with me. I think Coach JJ know that. You know, like he said, I done played with him. You know, he know what he getting out of me. I'm gonna play hard, crash the glass, shoot open threes. You know, make the right play. So ain't much change for me. Just new sets and new teammates and learning their tendencies.
Thanks, Jordan.
Appreciate you.
JJ, you get the kind of, you're used to the performances like that from LeBron and AD, but to have Max and Dorian combined for so few shot attempts, but to hit them and to kind of play defense, did that typify, you feel like, the effort that they're bringing and kind of where the team energy is at right now?
Yeah, Doe had an awful first half. It was it was bad. He was great in the second half. I told him that at halftime. He was awful. I don't know where that came from. I played with him, watched him. Our game plan discipline in the first half was so bad. So bad. And I thought our guys, they played offensively with the right intent. Another night where we got close to 30 assists. Defensively, Trae Young, he bends you in ways. We played coverage tonight, and he's still 33 and 9. I mean, he's a fantastic offensive player. But I thought our defense overall in the second half was much better. Doe, Max, those guys. Again, you go against elite offensive players, and you're not gonna stop them. They're gonna figure out ways to score and assist their teammates.
Bigger picture, if you don't like the game plan discipline, are you encouraged then that it's not an easy win, but a relatively comfortable one in terms of the scoreline?
Yeah. I'm encouraged by our team in general. I think the message that I relayed to them at halftime is the reason why that stuff matters. The reason why executing a personnel-based scouting report that we've talked about is because I don't want to coach a good team. I don't want to be a part of a good team. I want to be a part of a great team, and I believe this team can be a great team. And so it is about the small details. And, we said this the other night at halftime against Sacramento, felt the same way against this team, and this is not a knock on either of these teams. It's just the nature of how they play and how they score. At times they're just running up and down the court. It feels like a pickup game. We're going to lose the pickup game. We're going to lose the pickup game. We have to get back on defense. We have to execute on offense. We have to pass. We have to screen. And when we've done that, we've been a really good basketball team.
JJ, what were some of the things that got you most frustrated in the first half in terms of like the things you wanted to see when it came to execution that you guys didn't execute?
Started on makes. They had 11 fast break points in the first half, and some of those were off our turnovers. But I scored 9 right after makes, so essentially 20 transition points and a half, which is insane. The thing that really got me was the Bogdanovich running into screens and ghosting out, which we said he the last 5 games he's done that a number of times every game. He hasn't set a screen yet. So why are we switching that and then creating confusion? And then when they get open threes, he gets behind the defense, they score. He's not going to set the screen. He's going to run. You stay with your own. They call a square. Like it's that part of it. Couldn't have emphasized that anymore.
I have 2 for you, JJ. You guys have won 8 out of 11. I think that's right. And only 2 of those games are against opponents above you in the standings. You split them against Memphis and Cleveland. With Houston coming up, do you like, or what do you feel about a challenge like that, where you guys are momentum-wise headed into this trip?
Yeah, I would say every night's a challenge. I mean, I just really feel that way about the NBA right now. You know, every night's a challenge. Every opponent has good players. Every opponent has long defenders. I think it's not just indicative of our team. It's indicative of the league. It's hard to win games. I mean, you saw what I think happened tonight in the West. Max Wivet just told me, Houston loses, San Antonio beats Denver, Dallas loses. Like, it's hard to win night to night. So relishing the challenge of this trip, because Houston's fantastic and Dallas is fantastic, even if Luka doesn't play. But it's no different than tonight. It's no different than last night. It's you got to do it the right way, and you got to build the habits, and you got to execute.
And just as a basketball guy born in the 80s, what's it like to see LeBron pass Michael Jordan in all-time 30-point games on a fadeaway jump shot?
Yeah, I mean, I was unaware of the record until we huddled as a staff. But I congratulated him. It's just another thing that he's done in his career, and certainly speaks to his greatness and longevity. And that stretch, where he hit 2 fadeaways and a 3, kind of gave us the cushion we needed and control of the game.
Hey, JJ, you guys opened the season really hot, had a bit of a losing streak, lost 9 of 11. Now you guys have won 8 of 11 and are back and forth. Obviously, you're used to these ups and downs, having played in the league for 15 seasons. But being in the coaching seat, obviously, we all know how much of a hot seat it is. We saw what just happened to Mike Brown. Do those winning streaks and losing streaks feel different to you now?
I think I know what you're asking me. There's a scene in Band of Brothers where they're in the trenches, and one of the soldiers who's really scared asked the other guy, he says, how are you able to go out and fight and you don't seem scared? And he says, it's because I'm already dead. So when I took this job, I already died. So I'm well aware of this profession, but it's not even on my radar. I'm already dead. Not a thought day to day.
Sorry. Wow. It's kind of to her question. Even through the downs that you guys went through, what helped you maintain the belief that this can still be a great team? I guess even through this surge. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I'll reiterate something that I believe I said in this very room prior to the Philadelphia game, coming off that road trip when we lost 4 or 5, and we were 4 and 4, and I signed up for the hard stuff. I didn't sign up for the easy stuff. I enjoy problem solving. I enjoy the hell out of coaching. So it's not one thing that led to it's all part of the process and journey of trying to become a good basketball team and hopefully a great basketball team.
JJ, just as a follow-up to that, how do you find like a great basketball team, and what's the nuances in like the good versus great?
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly look at wins and losses. I tend to think of a team that has a firm, consistent identity and a strong belief and confidence in that identity every night. And we're building that, and we are so much further along than we were October 22nd or whenever the first game was. So I'm very, encouraged. Pleased is the wrong word, because you can't get pleased in this profession. You're encouraged, and I'm encouraged by our group right now.
Thanks, Coach.